bigger room next time. Without maybe, you know, if you Japanese room, you can make it bigger by taking off the screen doors. So next time when we sit, we can sit like onto the garden there. Yes.
But this is the biggest room.
I think so. Yeah, it's the biggest one. Yeah. On different floors, they have similar. So stressed because so many people. But fortunately, we came to practice Zazen, so we will not speak so much. Yes. Anyway, thank you for joining. Where are you from? I see some people from Japan. Then we have also Mike from New York. And then where are you from?
Italy.
Italy. And you?
I'm Lance from the US.
From the US. Here in Japan, US, Japan, Thailand, France or Poland.
Germany.
Yes. Japan.
Mexico.
Where?
Mexico.
Mexico. Okay. From Japan.
Well, from Japan.
Yes.
So it was a matter.
You live longer in Japan than in your country, right?
Yes.
Like Japan. Yeah. Thank you for joining. Well, we don't have so much time to talk. I would appreciate, or I would be more happy to talk with you during this hour rather than just sitting. But I'm happy that you came. Unfortunately, I have really bad news for those who do it for the first time. I mean, Zazen. You know what it is? Because Zazen is the most boring thing you can ever imagine. What would you do if I tell you such a thing? Zazen is the most boring thing, really. Really boring. Very boring. You don't think so? Why did you come here? We come here for different reasons, right? I mean, maybe some of us want to have enlightenment, maybe some of us want to be more peaceful, maybe some of us, I don't know, want to have a better car, maybe some of us want to have some career or rank up at work, different kind of reasons. But Zazen is really boring. It's so boring, really. You just breathe in and breathe out. No fireworks, no entertainment, nothing. But you have so much, you have the whole complicated system of entertainment in your pockets, right? It's called smartphone. Yes, you have different kind of browsers, you have millions of applications, you can travel the world within 1 minute or something. But now, no smartphone in your pocket. And you just sit and you breathe. You breathe in and you breathe out. You want to sit here, please. We are trained, basically, when it comes to how we live in this world, we are trained to be entertained, yes? We hate boredom, and our mind hates boredom. We don't like to be bored, yes? That's why the very second of our life, every second of our life, we need some entertainment, we need some distraction, we need some firework, as I always say, yes? But Zazen takes it away, everything. It's so boring. No distractions. Some people say, I read on, again, I mentioned the browser or I mentioned the application, so of course I use applications. So it was Instagram or Facebook, I don't remember. And then one person said that, I don't know who said it, but you have like very smart quotes somewhere on like on Instagram, it's like very kind of, you made my day kind of quotes, yes, like, it's so nice, or from different teachers or something. And then one person, I don't know who was that, he said, isolation is not boring. It's freedom from stupidity and idiots. Something like that. And Zazen is exactly the same. It's freedom from stupidity and idiots. But in Zazen, there is one more thing, which is different. There is still the mind that stays with you. And mind sometimes, by nature, is very stupid. It's like very idiotic, what mind tells you. And when you think, or when you treat this boredom, being bored in Zazen, as your practice, then it becomes interesting. Because this is the only opportunity, the only chance that you can actually see what boredom is. So boredom is, you imagine, then boredom is not a solid thing. We say like boredom, okay, oh, I'm so bored, I have my smartphone, oh, I get so bored, I have to drink something, oh, I'm so bored, I need to turn on TV and watch something. It's always like that. But in Zazen, there's nowhere to go. There's only just one wall, which is called breath in, and then one wall, which is breath out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. You're like tennis ball. One, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. There's no other place to go. So you have a chance to, first you can say, okay, I just give up. I'm going to walk. I'm going for a walk with my dog. Or you can stay and see what boredom is. And then you realize actually, you can be convinced by yourself. You can check it, you can verify that boredom is not a solid thing. In boredom, there are so many things. Really, your emotions, which you call restlessness, your ideas about your divorce 20 years ago, your thought about, well, what you have to do with your life from now on, or maybe a thought about your previous girlfriend or boyfriend, or about your lunch, different kind of shopping list. All these things are included within the so-called boredom. And when you see this boredom as the field of practice, then, well, it's not so boring at all. Then you imagine, then you see that boredom actually is just, it's not a state of your mind as it's supposed to take it as boredom. Boredom is not, stops to be obstacle in our practice. And then suddenly, when you practice Zazen, and you just sit, nothing. You sit and you don't do anything. It's just really nothing at all. In our tradition, we face the wall, so it's even more boring. Because you look at the white wall, there's nothing. Sometimes a spider comes, or sometimes a fly comes, or sometimes you can see the shadow of the person who is going behind you, maybe with a stick and wants to hit you. And then you say, oh, I have to wake up and pretend that you're sitting in Zazen, yes. But then when he passes, you can sleep again, right? Sometimes it happens in our case, yes. But again, you have just wall, nothing there. But within like 1 or 2 minutes of this white wall, you have the entire panorama of your life. Within like 1 or 2 minutes, you can have like 3, 4, 5, even years or even decades of your life within like 1 or 2 minutes of sitting Zazen. And then you see how thoughts are produced. One thought is produced after another. One thought arises and then it disappears. Then the thought that disappeared, then another thought arises, and then the thought that arises is a new thought, and then it says that, no, the previous thought was wrong, I'm better. And then another thought arises and says, no, that thought was wrong, I'm better. Always like that, within our mind. But then this boredom, the state of boredom, becomes the field of your practice. And then you realize that something, the so-called distraction that always tried to bring you, not bring you, but sort of take you out of this present moment, was the main obstacle. And you didn't notice that actually, well, this present moment may be not so boring at all. Maybe it's not so boring at all. And then you start to find joy in what is happening. So for example, today, well, we have some buzzing behind my ears. I don't know if you can hear. But when you sit, for example, in your house, or when you sit in a temple, or when you sit somewhere in the park, you can hear different kind of things that you can hear for the first time. The bird is chirping. I live in a house in a bamboo grove with beautiful birds, so all the time, lots of birds are chirping. There is recently I found a new Chinese bird. In Japanese it's called gabicho. I don't know how you say it in China, but it was brought from China. And then it's so beautiful. When it sings as if it was drunk. So it's very beautiful actually. But before, like usually we don't notice. I say, can you hear some birds behind your ears? No, I'm so busy. I have to check my iPhone. I have to check my emails or something. Why? Because the mind all the time produces thoughts, and the mind all the time comments on what is happening. So it's like putting something on the present moment and on this reality, and it disables us to actually see what it is about. But then in Zazen, there's nothing, but you have the birds, you have your breath. Maybe some of you will realize that actually I'm breathing. It's really a discovery. Most of us don't even know that we are breathing. Yeah, it's true, right? But I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. Is it fun? Not at all. It's very boring if you think from this perspective. You just breathe in, breathe out. But as I said, when you settle down within this present moment, and then it enables you to find joy within it, then you feel like naturally, well, it's enough. You don't have to go after something which is not here and now. So maybe in Buddhism or Zen, when we say awakening or enlightenment, as some people say, maybe it's not something that is not here, as we might imagine. Because we know we are lacking, yes? There is something missing with my life. That's why I came here to find something else, which is missing in my life. But when you reinterpret it, and maybe let's try to see it, okay, maybe awakening, as we say it in English, maybe it's actually recognizing that there is nothing missing in your life. And at the same time, it's not boring at all. You see? So how you practically see the so-called boredom is very interesting. That's why the Zazen, what we are going to do today, I will explain to you, especially those people who are going to do it for the first time. For you, it's kind of a new challenge. But let's try to taste this boredom together. And let's try to see how much joy I can find between one breath and the second breath. And then, as I said, it doesn't have to be limiting our experience. Like as I said in this tennis ball, you have just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and like you cannot escape. No. But then the breath suddenly becomes like, what do you call it? It doesn't, I don't say it vanishes, but then it's not a wall anymore. And you can smooth in within this breathing in and breathing out, and breathing in and breathing out. And then every present moment becomes really kind of more and more spacious. That's why one Zen master, he already died. He said that most people that seem to be very busy. I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. But he says we are busy with our delusional thoughts in most cases. But the person who sits Zazen is the person who has the biggest amount of time. And it's actually true. The more you sit in Zazen, whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's 1 hour, the longer you sit, the better, of course. But you can say, no, 2 hours every day for Zazen. No, I'm so busy, I have to do this, I have to do that. But miraculously, and from my own perspective, I can tell you too, that if you really base your daily experience on just sitting and doing nothing, then like the space changes, the time changes, and then you have so much space to do, so much space to be. And this is how it happens. And then boredom stops to be boring, but it becomes a living experience. And this is what we are trying to, well, trying is not a good word, but this is what we do, actually, when we practice that. So it's really easy practice. You just do nothing, basically. But at the same time, it's so deep and profound. So I hope you can find this joy too within your breath in and breath out, okay? So I will explain to you, maybe today a little bit too many people, so I will see. I will explain to you how to sit Zazen, and we will sit together for maybe 2 periods or 1 period, we'll see. So everyone has a cushion? Yes? Hopefully everyone has a cushion. Last week, one of my friends from Malaysia came, and she was Malaysian nun. And in Malaysia, probably in Thailand too, you don't need cushion. You don't, yeah? So we were sitting on, there were 20 people, it was not here, it was in a temple. So we were sitting like you are sitting today, 20 people on the cushions, but only her sitting on the floor. And then after that I said, why are you sitting? No, it was my first time, I never seen a cushion in my life. So it's like, in my place in Malaysia, we sit for 2 hours or 3 hours without a cushion. I said, 2 hours without a cushion, it's quite tough, is it? Because our friend is from Thailand, so yeah. So cushion actually makes it better, right? Yeah. As I always say, cushion is a game changer. It really changes how you sit. So without cushion, probably after 10 minutes, I would collapse here. So we are lucky we have those beautiful black cushions behind or beneath our butt. So this is what we are going to use, okay? So please sit, especially talking to those people who are doing it for the first time. So again, as I said always, please sit that your knees are on the floor. Try to experiment with your bodies so that your knees are on the floor. Maybe some of you practice some stretching or yoga or whatever, or maybe most of you are not so accustomed to sit in this position. Many Japanese people too, even for monks sometimes it's very difficult to sit in this position, so they introduce chairs and sofas and sofas, no, of course not sofas, these chairs, yes. So make sure that you are sitting on the cushion so that your knees are on the floor. And maybe some people, as I see my friend, she's struggling, yes. When you slide down a little bit on your cushion so that you don't sit on the middle part, but you sit on the edge of the cushion, then it's easy. If you sit on the center part, so your legs go up and you sit like that. Yes? Of course, when you sit like that, when you talk to your friends, it's fine, but in Zazen, it's not fine, okay? So what you do, you have like this one movement, which is, well, it's like a scissor, and then you open, all right? I hope your pants will not tear, yeah, right? So you slide and you open your pelvis area so that your knees are on the floor. This is the most important thing, yes? It makes the base for our practice. Can you? Yes? Okay. I'm wearing robes, so maybe I cannot see, I cannot show you my legs so much, and there are people watching on the camera, so it's not a good idea. But as the Japanese comedian said, don't worry, I'm wearing pants. What's his name? Tonikaku or someone? Yeah. So don't worry, I'm wearing pants too. But anyway, so you have your legs one leg next to another. Okay. So without any sort of difficult movements, you just sit like that. Okay. So try to sit for a while in this position without doing anything special with your legs, and see or feel how. Try to find this taste, this feeling tone, how it feels actually when you sit like that. Is it comfortable? I see some of you are already meditating, so all right. It's interesting. Okay, so how do you feel? Is it comfortable? Can you spend like 3 hours in this position watching Netflix? Or you would prefer no? Really? Well, you would prefer a sofa?
Yes, so far.
Sofa was better.
Thank you.
No. I can guarantee you that after lying 3 hours on the sofa and then getting up and sitting in this position for 3 hours and getting up, you would be much better after sitting. Try
I'll
next
try,
time,
yeah.
please. All right. But it's true. I'm not joking. Okay. So please make sure that your knees are on the floor. And today, let's keep it simple. So we are not going to fold our legs in a more half lotus or full lotus position, but just keep it like that. Okay. So when you sit like that, you can keep your hands on your knees for a while. And again, once again, make sure that you have this triangle base, which really keeps you settled down on the floor. Yes, you feel this groundness. Don't worry, we are not going to levitate. So we are going to stay here. Okay, and come back to your breath and breathe a few times. Don't manipulate your breathing, just let it be short if it's short, let it be long if it's long. Okay. So use the cushion and make sure that you feel comfortable on that. So it's not an obstacle, but it's not something to sit in a literal sense, but it's something that supports your practice. This is the function of this cushion. It's not something to use when you watch Netflix, of course you can, but it's fundamentally it's to support your practice. Yes? So stay for a while. And then observe your mind, what the mind tells you. Come on, this guy's talking too much. It's so hot. Or maybe this person sitting next to me is, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. I shouldn't have come here. Or maybe I have to check my iPhone now. Maybe I should learn Japanese. What about starting my new podcast? Maybe Zen is not good for me. I prefer Tibetan Buddhism. No, but I have to go to China next time. You see? This is what happens in boredom, right? This is how your mind complains all the time. So notice that. Okay, and then if you can put your hands on your knees. First your right hand, then on top of that your left hand on the lap. So naturally. So that you have the beautiful shape of hands below your navel. Don't squeeze too much, and again at the same time don't sort of make it like loose, look loose. Because how you keep your hands, it also shows you or show the other person what kind of zazen you have at the time. Whether it's sleeping zazen, or maybe it's kind of like soldier-like zazen. Yes? So imagine that you're holding something precious in your hands. Traditionally, it was an egg, but now an egg is sort of doesn't ring the bell so much. So maybe you can imagine that you're holding an iPhone 17, but no checking emails. Something precious. I like to imagine that I'm holding the whole Earth or the globe, with so many people there. Also those people who you don't like. Maybe your mother-in-law, maybe your boss. But again, you keep them and you take care of them. In Japanese, there's a beautiful word, shinsetsu suru. It means taking care of something. So really take care not only of your posture, of your practice, but really try to be aware that we all practice together. We all share this space, we all share this room, this tatami. We are from different places of the world, but here in Zazen, whether you're German, French, from America, from UK, from Italy, doesn't matter. Whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, doesn't matter. Whether you have a university degree, whether you don't have a university degree, doesn't matter. Whether you're a monk, whether you're not a monk, it doesn't matter. So you leave all it all, you leave it all. And you breathe in and you breathe out. And your mind is talking all the time, right? All the time, behind the ears. Behind your left ear and behind your right ear. All the time talking. All the time complaining. All the time trying to get out of here. So what you are going to do? Are you going to fight with it? You're going to say shut up with it? Or you can just leave it. And you can ask yourself the question, who is talking to me? Who is the one who is talking all the time? What is this boredom? Who is the one who is bored? See? Then it becomes your practice. Make sure that you're sitting straight, naturally straight, and don't close your eyes, like let them fall. We are going to sit facing the wall now, so you are going to turn around on your cushion, but remember about these instructions. And as I said in the beginning, try to feel if you can find this joy in being here in this spare moment between an in-breath and out-breath. Okay, is it soft experience or tense experience? Okay, so turn around on your cushion, right, so that you're facing the wall. before you stand up, put your hands on your knees and make a few movements from left to right, sway to left and right a few times. Those people who are wearing jeans or tight trousers, so make sure that you feel your legs. And if you're ready, you can turn around on your cushion. Now those of you who are sitting first time, now you believe me, it's very boring, right? It's actually interesting because mind says different things like let's do this, let's do that, check this email, check that website, check your latest Instagram account, different, but it will never tell you, let's sit quietly for a minute. It will never say it. Yeah. So there is one last thing that I didn't mention to you, which is actually the most important thing when it comes to practicing Zazen, and it's the thing that I'm really worst at. When because the meeting is recorded, so sometimes after the meeting it's somewhere on Facebook or I don't know, YouTube or somewhere, and then sometimes you can check it, and then my friend sometimes sends this to me and said, why you have such a grave look on your face? And then it's really actually when I tell you one story. When I was it was last year, 2 years ago, when I went with my teacher she's living in Kyoto. She's already 81 this year, and then we visited one of the local temples there near Kyoto. Very beautiful temple. It's called Midera in Japanese. Midera, very beautiful temple with a big bell, and then we went inside. There was an exhibition of Buddhist sculptures, and then we went to the rear part of the temple and looking at different kind of Buddhist sculptures, and suddenly there was one beautiful sculpture of the Buddha sitting in Zazen, but his face was so soft and kind of smiling. And then when the teacher saw this face, she was like, she was so impressed, she nearly cried, and she said, how I wish my face looked like that when I sit in Zazen. And then I felt the same thing. Yes, very beautiful place, very soft, no tension at all, like kind of smiling, not like ironic smile, not like smirk or something, but really beautiful, very beautiful smile. So I promised to myself that when I sit Zazen, I have to look like that. But it never works. So it's like, I don't know, so like it goes like my mouth goes down and it looks like that. So it's very not so good. So if you're looking for a real master, real Zen master, so really check what he looks like when he's sitting in meditation. If he's smiling, not like a stupid smile, not like that. We like to smile like that in front of, we have like pictures and SNS of all these things, so you have to, but I'm not talking about this kind of smile. Very deep, very beautiful, very soft smile. So always check. I say like you check your Zazen by the shape of your hands. Yes, if you sit like that, so it means you sleep. You sit like that, so it's like you struggle too much. So it really have to be beautiful. But recently I changed my theory, and I think it's about the face, what the face looks like. And it's very interesting because the face is the thing that you cannot see in your Zazen. Yes, in the same way as your back. Your hands, your knees, you can sort of adjust so that people could see it, if I feel important or something. But with your face, you cannot see your face. In the same way as you cannot see your back. So you can really judge. Well, judge is not a good word, but you can sort of see whether this person's practice is authentic by actually seeing their face and back. So important. So remember, when you go back home and you sit in Zazen, please just smile a little bit. Yeah, not like, I'm so unhappy, right? Very unhappy with that. So then maybe this is the evidence for finding this joy that I mentioned to you. Yes, when you find joy between one in breath and out breath, so maybe smile naturally appears. Yes, I wish it would. Okay, so thank you for joining. You okay? Okay. Thank you for joining. I think we have there's tea. Yes, we have some tea together in the adjoining room, so we can talk and drink some tea together. So when you stand up from the cushion, please stand up and fix your cushion. So give it a nice massage, and then bow. Make your hold your hands. Not so much. Someone is hitting me. Not so much. Fold your hands together and make a bow to the cushion. And then you turn to your friends and make a bow to your friends, and we can leave the room. Okay? So maybe left, right, left, right, left, right, left. We can leave this. So maybe, yes. Get like flat down. Have a seat, take, grab